Hi, I'm Kurt from Pennsylvania. And no, I'm not cosplaying Bruce Willis from the Die Hard movie. I'm doing investigative journalism. Let's ask the animator to rewind a bit so that I can start at the beginning. You know those guys that are popular with the girls? They look like Marvel superheroes and achieve anything they want? Well, I was not one of them. I was just an ordinary high school student, so plain that I sometimes felt invisible. Have you ever tried to use an automatic hand dryer that was broken, only to get angry and think, hey, am I a joke to you? Well, that's how I felt all the time. But even an ordinary guy like me had great dreams. I wanted Sue, the girl I had been crazy about since elementary school, to notice me. I also wanted Michael, the big guy over there, to stop bothering me. And finally, I dreamed of becoming a famous writer like Stephen King. My school life was nothing to write home about. I was constantly daydreaming and writing short stories. I would write everywhere, on the fogged bus windows, on the napkins in the dining room using ketchup, and even on toilet paper. I posted my works on various websites under the nickname Too Cool for You. Unfortunately, I wasn't very popular online either. What do you mean it has 0 likes? The world isn't ready for a genius like me yet. That's how I lived, until I met our new literature teacher, Mr. Davis. He used to work for the Time magazine. That did not impress my classmates, but I immediately felt a kindred spirit with him. Long story short, Mr. Davis set up an online newspaper at our school and started looking for students who wanted to try their hands at being journalists. I started writing articles for the school online newspaper. I hoped that it would finally make me popular, and Sue would ask me out on a date herself. Unfortunately… What do you mean my article got 0 likes? Damn it. Nothing changed. But I did not give up, and I kept digging in the trash and trying to find a scoop. I mean that literally. I would sit in dumpsters and listen to the gossiping students. One day, I even heard Michael sobbing in the locker room while I was doing that. Now that was interesting. I immediately came up with a little title for my article. Bullies Cry Too. But then Michael blew his nose and threw the used handkerchief out, and it fell right on my face. Ugh, that's freaking nasty. I should have kept my mouth shut. Michael saw me and went ballistic. I had to leave my hiding place and run like hell. I saw a door to a storage room ahead. I slipped inside and used a mop to block the door. You drove yourself into a trap. You eavesdropped on the wrong guy today. Michael closed the door on the other side and I ended up locked in there. I took my phone to call someone and ask them to let me out, but noticed something interesting. There was all sorts of stuff in the room, and a door was hidden behind the piles of it. What was behind all of this? A passage to Hogwarts? I was a born journalist, so I decided to investigate. I cleared the way to the door and opened it. There was a staircase leading to the basement behind it. It was creaky and creepy. I had heard that our school was ancient and full of secrets, but I'd never believed it. I walked down the stairs and found myself in a dark basement. Hello? Is anyone here? If there are zombies hiding in here, you should know I'm not that tasty. The cheeseburgers in the dining room are great today, though. An echo was the only answer I received. I shone my flashlight around and saw a bunch of air ducts that led to almost all of the classrooms of the school. What a find! I chose one at random and crawled through it. Soon, I heard the voices of the teachers and realized that the duct led to the teachers' room. I hid and started to listen. The teachers were saying that the spring ball was going to be held on a cruise liner and that it was supposed to be a surprise for the students. Wow, that's pretty cool. I waited until they'd left, got out of the duct, and went home. Because of that little adventure, I didn't have any time to write the article I was supposed to hand in the morning. I thought I was done for, but then I remembered the teacher's conversation. That's definitely newsworthy. I wrote about the spring ball on the liner. When the article came out, it was a huge success with the students. It was liked and reposted so many times It blew my mind. The teachers were perplexed as to how the secret information had been leaked to the school newspaper ahead of time, and I realized that I had found my golden ticket. I wanted to stay popular, so I often went down to that basement in secret, eavesdropped on all the juicy gossip, and then published it. Mr. Davis was proud of me because my articles brought in traffic. No one knew my secret. My dreams were finally coming true. Even Sue finally noticed I existed. Hi, Kurt. I like that you're not afraid to touch on relevant issues in your articles. Did you hear that? She knew my name. One day, when I was hiding in the air ducts, I found out why Michael had been crying that one time. It turned out that he had recently found out that he had a twin brother. They had apparently been separated in childhood. He really wanted to find him, but did not know how. How heartwarming. This will be good front page material. The next time Michael started bullying me, I hinted that I knew his secret. Michael, here's a riddle for you. Who looks like a Hulk but secretly cries in the locker room like my grandma when she's watching soap operas? Ha! If you mess with me again, I'll tell everyone your secret. He looked stunned and was too afraid to even look in my direction after that. I also figured out how to win over the teachers. Thanks to the ducts, I found out who cheated on tests and told their names to the teachers. They were so grateful, they gave me good marks. Was I not the smartest guy on earth? However, Mr. Davis grew suspicious. He tried to find out where I got my information. Professionals don't reveal their secrets, colleague. I am a born journalist and know how to be in the right place at the right time.
I hope you use your talent for good. Remember, only honest journalists win the Pulitzer Prize.
That's one of the most prestigious awards you can get for achievements in journalism, in case you didn't know. Google it after watching this video. One day soon, I eavesdropped on some girls. One of them was Sue. She told her friends that she loved anime by Hayao Miyazaki and was looking for a special edition of a certain manga volume. I've searched all over eBay but can't find it. I'd never heard anything about that manga. But guess who came to school with merch of different anime by Hayao Miyazaki the next day? Sue's eyes were sparkling. Wow, we've been classmates for so many years, but I didn't know that we had so much in common. What are you doing tonight? Nice, 2 of my wishes came true. I scared off Michael, and Sue and I became an item. It was time to think of my writing career. Remember I told you that I posted my stories under the nickname Too Cool for You? I realized why they weren't very popular. I had been trying to write honestly and from the bottom of my heart. But after working in the school newspaper, I realized that no one was interested in that. The readers wanted juicy gossip, so I started to write about scandals. And it worked! People started reading my stories and leaving comments. I didn't want to have any competition, so I started to write hate comments whenever someone else's story grew popular. For example, I told a guy with the nickname Cute Duck that his work was the worst thing I'd read. He sent me angry emoticons in response. I was trembling with fear. And that's how my story ended. I became successful, famous, and won a Pulitzer Prize. Can you believe that? Of course, that was just the beginning. One day, I soon felt so brave that I wrote the truth about what I had been up to. It was a story about fooling everyone and getting away with it. I was planning to publish it on the website anonymously, so I wasn't afraid of the consequences, and described in detail how I bravely went down to the basement, found the air ducts, and started to eavesdrop on other people's conversations. I was about to post it, but then Mr. Davis called me and said that one of the school journalists had to go watch a football match and write an article about it.
Good luck, Kurt. We need the article by tomorrow morning.
I had no choice but to agree. However, I remembered that I had already promised to go on a date with Sue that evening. I quickly figured out a solution and just brought her to a cafe opposite the school stadium. I spent the evening running from the stadium to the cafe and back. I scribbled down notes about the game for the article and spent time with Sue. Phew, I could use a twin. What? I said you looked great. It was hard, but I did it. It was late by the time I got home. I was exhausted and could barely keep my eyes open. I sent the article about the match to the newspaper for publication and posted the story about my genius spy activities anonymously on the website. After that, I passed out right on the keyboard. When I went to school the next day, I immediately realized something was wrong. Everyone was staring at me angrily and whispering to each other. What did I miss? Then Sue stormed up to me and said she didn't want to be my girlfriend anymore. "You're a liar! How could I believe that we were soulmates?" She turned around and walked into the classroom. I was about to follow her, but suddenly heard footsteps. Like an angry herd of rhinos was running down the hallway. It was Michael. Oh, I really didn't like the look on his face. I ran away and hid in the storage room. Except I couldn't get down to the basement because there was a huge lock on the door. What was it doing there? I had a terrible suspicion. I opened the school newspaper and almost turned gray with horror. I had sent my teacher the story I wanted to post anonymously instead of the article about the football match. The whole school knew my dirty secret. Please just kill me now. I carefully got out of the storage room and quietly, like a ninja, went outside. I was going to hide at home and figure out what to do next. However, an angry crowd cornered me by the entrance. The face of one of them seemed familiar to me. "Hey, you're Kurt, right? The school journalist?" "Yeah, and who are you?" "I'm Cute Duck." Haha, Cute Duck. Wait, the Cute Duck? Oh boy, I'd been so tired I mixed up the two files. The school newspaper published my true story. Meanwhile, I posted the article about the football match with my real photo, my real name and school address on the website. All of the people I'd sent hate comments to came to teach me a lesson. "Look, Stephen King's giving autographs." They got distracted, and I managed to slip away and get home. "Mom, Dad, you gotta transfer me to another school. I want to change my name and sign me up for plastic surgery. I need to change my appearance." My parents thought I was sick or pulling a prank, but then there was a knock on the door. Oops. If there's an angry crowd behind that door, tell them I'm not at home. I left to, conquer Mars. Dad opened the door. I saw Mr. Davis. He looked at me with calm disapproval.
Don't worry, Kurt. It's just me. Can we talk?
Now?
No, in a month. Of course now.
We sat down in the living room, and my teacher said that he now knew how I found out the information for my articles.
Anyone can write about gossip, but writing in a way that does not hurt anyone and always staying honest takes real talent. Joseph Pulitzer went down in history because he valued the truth above everything else. They tried to close his publishing house and bribe him, but he never gave in. And now there is a prize named after him.
Mr. Davis's words made me realize that I had been so obsessed with becoming popular that I forgot why I started writing in the first place. After all, I once wanted to make the world more interesting, but instead got a big head and started publishing gossip. Thank you, Mr. Davis. I think I know what to do now. I saw my teacher off and sat down at the computer. It was time to get started. To write the next article, I had to read a ton of material on a bunch of websites. I painstakingly chose every word and worked all through the night. It turned out that being a real writer was hard, but by the morning, I had everything ready. I posted an announcement in the school newspaper and on the website that said that I wanted everyone I had hurt to meet me. A whole crowd of people came. They were all glaring at me so viciously that I started to stutter and sweat. I plucked up the courage and opened my laptop. Hi guys. Michael, Sue, Cute Duck. I apologized for eavesdropping on other people's conversations and writing nasty comments online. And then, I read the article I had spent the last night writing. It was about the history of our school. I had conducted a real investigation and found out that in the previous century, our school used to be a military hospital with a bomb shelter in the basement. Everyone listened to me, entranced, and in the end, I told them an embarrassing secret about myself so that we could be even. I'm afraid of the dark, so I sleep with a nightlight shaped like Spider-Man. Everyone laughed without actual malice, and then applauded.
Great job, Kurt.
I came up to Sue and handed her a battered manga volume. I went to all the garage sales in town and found a collector's edition.
Wow.
I'm sorry for lying. You're too good for me. Bye. Wait, cancel all your plans for tonight. You're taking me to an anime festival. Sue winked at me, and I realized that everything was going to be just fine. I thought that it was my happy ending. But then, I saw Michael. He came up to me, furious. Your sob story didn't impress me. You are going to pay for everything. I started backing away and bumped into someone. It was that guy, Cute Duck. Oops. Oh no. I squeezed my eyes shut, and when I opened them again, I was stunned by what I saw. Those two giants were hugging each other and crying with happiness. They were brothers! Can you imagine that? No wonder Cute Duck seemed so familiar to me. He was Michael's twin! Wow, my grandma would have loved such a turn of events. Kurt, you helped me find my brother. I forgive you. And that's it. I learned my lesson. All of the best things in life aren't easy to come by. If I want to become a famous writer, I'll have to put in a lot of effort and not choose the easy way out. I'm still writing for the school newspaper and improving my skills. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there are more cool stories coming up. Tell us in the comments, do you like to gossip? Be honest.